welcome back to the channel. On today's episode we have a 2003 ZO6 Corvette. All right, so this car is getting prepped for sale. Customer's ready to post it up. He just wanted to get it detailed before people start coming to look at it. It doesn't really need much done to it. It's been here twice before, once actually from the previous owner. We went over the whole thing, polished it out, did the interior engine bay, and then the current owner bought it, brought it in to get detailed, and now he's looking to sell it. So we're gonna go over the paint. It's got a little bit of haziness to it. It was here about 2 years ago, and he doesn't really drive it much. It kind of just sat in his garage. But we're gonna go over the paint with some polish and get it definitely looking better than what it does. It doesn't look horrible right now, but we're gonna go over it and give it a better shine. The interior just needs a quick dust off. The engine bay needs a quick dust off and wipe down, and this thing will be ready to go. So let me show you what we're working with here. It's going to be a little difficult to pick up on the imperfections in the paint just because it's yellow and it's very bright. But you can see a little bit when my lights are shining on the headlight here, the headlight cover, and across the hood, if we could maybe follow that light and try to catch some other spots. But it has an overall haziness to it and some water spotting, very light water spotting. There's some bigger scratches here. I don't know if my light will be able to pick that up. You can kind of see them right there. So you might have to hit some certain areas with a little more aggressive compound and maybe a more aggressive pad. But in general, what my plan is to go over this car with is 3D speed with, I'm thinking an orange HDO pad is what I was getting some pretty good results with. Just to bring back some overall shine to this, some deeper shine, give it that wet look, and I think we're gonna be all right. So I did a test spot on the hood, and all right, so let me show you the test spot that I use with the 3D speed. So here is obviously the spot that I didn't touch yet. You can see the haziness and the water spotting that's on there. And then if I move over here, that is where we use the 3D speed. So we're not doing a full out paint correction on this. We're just getting rid of all of that nastiness that's on the surface. That's our plan for today. Now the car itself has a really good shine just sitting as is. I mean, we washed it and prepped it already. Went over the side and got any tar that was on there off of it. But with a detailer's eye, I mean, when I saw this thing, even outside when it was dirty, I saw the haziness in the paint. That's not gonna be recognizable to a lot of people, but as a detailer, you can definitely tell it needs some fine tuning, and that's what we're planning on doing here. So we're gonna get this thing a little bit shinier, add some depth to the paint, and like I mentioned, get rid of the oxidation and haziness that's on this hood. So this is what we're looking to use here, 3D speed. It's a one-step polish and protect, and then we'll probably hit it again afterwards with just wipe it down with some Beadmaker just to add some extra protection to it. So 3D speed is the name, and it is actually pretty quick to work with. You can get around a vehicle, especially a smaller vehicle like this, pretty quickly, maybe an hour or two, depending on how much you need to work on it. There are some spots on this one where I'm going to have to get a little more aggressive with some compound, try to knock those scratches out that are in the hood. But 3D speed is pretty quick to use. It's not very difficult. It's easy to wipe off, and doesn't leave a lot of residue on the paint when you are working with it. So we're gonna get rolling on this. I'll take you around. I'll take you on a tour around here as we're polishing it out, and you'll get to see how it changes the paint and we get some better gloss. So I'll do a whole panel with the speed, and then I'll come back and wipe it off. I'm not going to work one section and wipe it off, but you can see the gloss. It kind of hazes up a little bit, and then a pretty easy wipe to get it off, but the gloss came back on there. And I'll just run over to the door here. You can see the difference. It's got a little haziness to it, and then we come back over to the spot that I just went over. And I'll swap out pads probably every other panel, or as I see, as it starts to get a little gummed up, we'll swap out pads and then work our way around. So it's not gonna take too long. Towels that we're using, these are from the Rag Company. These are the Creature. So it's a 70-30 blend. They're super soft. They're great for your final wipe down, whether it's wipe and polish off, or if you're doing your final detail spray on the car, if you're at a car show. These are definitely paint safe. They're not going to mar up the paint as some other towels would do. So we'll get to wiping this off. You can see it's a little hazy. I worked the whole panel, and we're just going to keep moving on. Overall, we'll probably wind up using about 6 or 7 pads as we go over this car. So you can see this one, I worked the rear quarter and the door, and it's time to swap it out. So we'll center this on the polisher, and we'll keep rolling. That sucks. Guys, if you drop a towel on the ground, this thing's done. I mean, it slid right off my leg. Don't pick it up and think you could shake it off and you're gonna get the rocks out of it, or dirt or dust. Just get a new towel. Right about here where the some larger scratches look like something scuffed right across the hood right here. So my plan is to just least aggressive first. I'm going to go over with the speed, see if that'll knock out some of those lighter scratches, and then if I need to, I'll come back with a more aggressive pad and probably a compound, see if we can level that out. I'll probably break this hood down into 3 sections. So this section here in the middle, and then that section, and work our way across. But those scratches are barely noticeable that we're in this area, so I think we might be all right with just using the speed. So here's a pretty good angle of a little 50-50 of the hood that we just did. So here is the spot that we didn't do yet, and check this out right here. Pretty nasty looking. Then we can get over here and definitely some improvement. We're not getting 100% out. We're not making this thing, you know, we're not spending 4 days buffing it out, but we're making huge improvements just from that right there to that with a very basic step. The new pad will work the hood, the rest of this bumper, and probably the fender, and we'll swap out again. But this is where that haziness was right here, this big spot. So we're gonna make a huge improvement on that right now. All right, here's that section of the hood that I just polished out. This is where that big cloudiness, water spotted area was. You see it looks a whole lot better. The gloss is back. So 3D Speed, it's definitely one of my go-tos. It's always on my shelf. I always have it readily available. And what I really like about it is it's a one step. You're restoring the shine, the gloss to the paint, and at the same time you're adding some protection. So kill two birds with one stone. If you noticed in the video, as I was going around on the panels, I usually do about 3 to 4 passes in a crosshatch pattern. That way we make sure we're covering everything evenly. Some areas you might have to go over a little bit more, maybe 5 or 6 passes, but generally speaking, I do about 3 to 4 passes with whatever pad I'm using on the polisher. There's no dust either, so it's not making a mess. It's not slinging all over the place. You're not getting dust all over. So when you're done, the car is still clean. With other compounds and some other polishes, you might notice that you get some dusting that happens, and it's everywhere when you're done, and you have to wipe all of that off of the vehicle. With 3D Speed, you don't have that issue. So another thing that I like about it. So like I said, it's always something that's on my shelf. It's always available. I always have a few bottles of it ready to go, and it definitely restores shine. That's for sure. I mean, look at how shiny that car is right now compared to how it was before. Altogether, we went through about 6 pads to work our way around. Like I said, we were using them basically one pad for every other panel. You know, we're switching them out every 2 panels, and we definitely restored a gloss to this car. It looks a ton better. You can see it there shining with the lights on it. And we're just gonna give it a quick wipe down with some P&S Beadmaker just to knock off any haze that might still be on there from the 3D Speed. Make sure we got all the polish off of there. and dress the tires, and this thing will be good to go. It's definitely looking a lot better. Has a lot of gloss, a lot of depth to the paint now. All right, so this ZO6 is all shined up. It's ready to go back to its owner. For how long, I don't know. It is for sale, so we'll see if the next owner, if they're local, if they're going to be bringing the vehicle here to get clean. That'll be 3 for 3 on the same car. We'll have to see. Wait and find out. I should throw a business card in the glove box just in case. But you might have noticed in the background working on this car, there was this one. So this is 87 Grand National. That was just dropped off today. We're going to be working on that later on this week. That's going to get a full paint correction and ceramic coating. So if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, comment below, let me know if you use any other 3D products. Maybe you use 3D Speed. Let me know what you think about it, if you've had good results and if your customers are liking it. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next car.